Hey folks, welcome to Monday night and to Rooted in Foods. I'm Nikki.
I'm chilling.
Julie's in the other room muting the TV so we don't get any copyright violations because that's a thing on YouTube.
This is a commercial for Windows.
I mean, it was a commercial, but still, it's not something I want to deal with. Um, he's on his way back.
I'm here.
There he is. You were getting ready to do something not so nice though, weren't you?
Oh, oh,
Okay.
to kiss you on the neck.
Aw.
That's nice.
Yeah. TMI PDA.
I
Um,
feel like this is a little.
Yeah, but Gen Xers don't do those things in
Yeah, we do.
public. No, we don't. Oh,
We're not in
hello.
public. We're in our kitchen.
Oh no, we're live,
Uh,
live for all of the world, all of the world to see. So anyway, welcome to Monday night. Welcome
just
to
like
Rooted
soft core.
Foods and to the Davis's kitchen. Oh, he's bad, and he hasn't even had a drink yet. So this is our last night in Central Europe. We
Huh?
have
It is.
managed to make it through, well, after tonight, 5 countries, and we haven't repeated we haven't repeated too much. Um,
Oh,
what
just that bottle.
we have repeated the bottle of Chopin potato vodka, but
That's right.
that's about it. Although we've got some chocolate again tonight because we are in Switzerland
Yeah.
virtually. Um, we're we're I'll let you explain the cocktail, but instead of doing like a full-blown Swiss everything I mean, you're all familiar with Swiss cheese. So
Yeah.
everything um in Switzerland is centered around the cheese. Fondue is the national dish, and I was
Mhm.
not going to try to do fondue for two because
No,
that's way too much cheese. Um,
we'd be clogged up for a week.
well, and we'd never eat it all to begin with.
Yeah.
And there's lots of cheese dishes, and there's lots of crossover between German and a little bit of France and a little bit of Italian. So it's actually a pretty diverse cuisine. If you think
Culturally.
about, yeah,
Yeah.
think about the countries that it shares borders with. So,
Yeah.
so we wanted to stick with something
Kind
that
of like
was,
us in Southern Illinois, being kind of like Southeast Missouri, kind of like Kentucky, kind of like
well,
Tennessee.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's why you find a lot of southern food in this part of the
Yeah.
country. So we wanted to stick with something that was a little bit unique, but still kind of common across Switzerland. So we're doing a bit of a play on um, their version of a party food that's also a snack kind of finger food that you may have done and not realize that you were doing it at home. Um, Handful of local ingredients
Yeah.
and
Some good stuff.
Swiss cocktail, Swiss chocolate cocktail.
Yeah.
And oh, I was going to show you guys too, just because we've got to bake some crescent rolls, how to do Bircher Müesli, which I will explain once we get there. So kind of a bit of a bonus because we have some time that we're going to have to take up. So, but I'll explain the Bircher Müesli
Yeah, please
when
do,
we
because
get
I don't
there.
know what that is.
Well, you've had it
I'm sure I have.
plenty of, well, yeah,
A
it's not
couple
your
times.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, not your favorite. One of my favorites. I'm going to
Okay.
go let the dogs in though, so you
Well, let's
can get
start
us
cocktailing the
get us
cocktails.
going.
So, Swiss chocolate almond martini. Almond Swiss chocolate martini. So each cocktail is going to have 2 ounces of vodka.
I'm just going to leave the back door open for them because
That's
she
fine.
might
They are.
filter in and out.
Yeah.
We're going to try to leave the big
And
one
we're
out.
going to do each cocktail with 1.5 ounces of amaretto. And 1.5 ounces of our chocolate liqueur.
Did we get the Dorda again, or did we switch
We got the
brands?
liqueur 43.
Okay, I couldn't remember. So at Pinch Penny, you can get that,
You get
and
cream,
there's a Dorda that's a little bit, I'm going to say higher quality than your typical,
cream de cocoa,
yeah, cream de cocoa that you can buy here locally.
and then a couple ounces of heavy cream. We've got our master glass full.
You're very full.
Very full. It's a good thing I took out some of those early ice
Ice
cubes.
cubes, that's okay. You can spill. I'll get you something to clean up a spill.
Yeah. Might need a little stirring thingy jigger.
That's because it's heavy cream. It's not wanting to mix.
What is pour?
Okay.
Oh, there's an ice cube. You know what I forgot to do?
Strain?
Put the strainer top on.
Mm-hmm. I wondered. That's
Too.
okay.
That's okay.
Thank you.
One for you.
Thank you. That's very full.
Very full.
Almost not a big enough
Glass.
glass for. Thank you.
Mm.
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 Oh, that smells delicious.
It's that almond
Mm-hmm.
of the amaretto.
That's delicious.
Really good. Really good.
That's a dessert drink and a half.
Oh yeah. So there we go.
Delicious.
So 2 ounces each. The Chopin and the heavy cream, and 1.5 ounces each for the amaretto and the chocolate croissant, chocolate liqueur. So there you go. It definitely makes a full martini.
Well, with some left over. Wow, that's gonna kick you in the teeth too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sneaker. I can already tell.
It's perfect.
All right. So I am making little ham cheese snack sandwiches. I am cheating immensely because I want to show you how easy it is to do these. So the traditional recipe, I'll come back up here. For these, it's a ham and cheese filled croissant. So borrowed a little bit from France, certainly. So traditionally, um, chopped ham mixed with German cork cheese, which is sort of like our cream cheese, only not anywhere near as sweet, but the consistency is about the same, a little bit tangier. But the closest thing here in the States that I could explain. Um, all mixed together, stuffed inside puff pastry, and then rolled into a croissant. So you can, if you want to, buy sheets of puff pastry. I don't think any of us are going to try to make croissants on the home front, but you can buy sheets of puff pastry in the grocery store and cut them in the triangles, and you'll have the nice big buttery, fluffy croissants. We're cheating because I suspect this is the route that most people will go when they make these because we're familiar with these. These are the jumbo versions of the
Mm-hmm.
crescent rolls. Um,
They're the butterflake ones,
so
the tastier ones.
the 8 big ones in the can. So this is the route we're going to go tonight.
Yep.
Just because I know my people, and if we're going to cheat, we're really going to cheat. We're also going to use, if you want to flip them over here, I'll show them. I did at least spring for the Black Forest Old World style ham. Now, when you're coming from an American brand, it's deli ham. So whatever deli ham you can get. This is really thinly sliced. This brand is, which is why I bought it because I think it's going to roll easier. You can also buy like the teeny tiny diced chopped ham. It's also in the deli section. That would work with this as well. Hey, Mama. Um, we've got a couple of different. You know what? I am not going to use that. I thought I grabbed my Alpine blend. I've got a mac and cheese blend that is a blend of cheddar. I think I've got an Alpine blend left, maybe somewhere, maybe not.
Oh,
Okay. I've got a Swiss cheese Alpine blend in there too that is a private select from Kroger brand. If not, we'll just use this. I can't imagine I've eaten it all.
You got two steak?
No, that's cheddar. That's okay. If I don't have it, I don't have it.
Not up there.
Okay. Um, so we're gonna use an Alpine cheddar versus a Swiss cheese. I mean, it's cheese. Use whatever cheese you like, but you want something that's a little bit softer and creamier, meltier for that reason. Mustard, we've got two kinds. I'll probably split between chilies and mine, so I'll do four of each. Um, this one you can buy locally. I've seen it in the grocery stores, but definitely in international foods. This is a bit sharper of a mustard. This is a Bavarian mustard, so it's got the sweet sour flavor profile. You want the sharp one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So chili's gonna get the sharp one. I'm gonna get this one. I actually really like this one too. But Bavarian mustard and I don't know, there's like a love affair going on there. Um, so those little bits and pieces. And then on the top, we'll dust them with some butter and just to throw some local in there with a little extra kick of flavor on the top. Our favorite, garlic and herb J effect. So we'll do that. In fact, I need to melt some butter real fast here. So hey, give me a second. In the moment to melt some butter. I need some butter. I didn't think about the butter part until just now. Right?
You want the butterly flake?
Oh, I mean, if we're gonna have, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna melt a couple tablespoons of butter because we only have 8 croissants. Croissant. Lord, you don't want to pronounce it wrong these days. Never mind.
None.
Croissant. Like CW or QUOI qua.
Crow.
All right, so we'll get some ham out just to make things a little bit easier on us.
Got somebody's attention right there.
Oh, yeah, they know.
Here comes the other one.
We'll get some cheese out so I'm not sticking slimy ham hands in the cheese. Be mindful of, slimy ham hands in your cheese and other things that can cross-contaminate in your kitchen. So put things in bowls. And something to get that mustard out. Oh, hello. Okay, so these bake at 375 for 13 to 16 minutes. Regular oven. Are we going to choke over there? What'd we do? Shoot. Give it a good whack. We're not getting it away. All right, I'm going to use this is going to be glarish on the. Okay. But it's easier to get them off of these than that would. Oh, you know what? Actually, I won't do that. Hang on, I'm going to do something just a wee bit different here because I forgot I had a little baking mat. Ah! Okay. That's what we really want. Silicone baking mats are awesome.
Sugar does not need a bite. Astrid does not need a bite.
Nobody needs a bite. All right. We're going to go a few at a time here just because we only have so much room. Oh, these are not totally pretty.
Totally pretty. They're supposed to be totally delicious.
They're going to be totally delicious.
Exactly. Cooking for home, not cooking for.
And yes, I'm sticking my knife back in there, but I'm not too worried about mustard. It's got enough vinegar in it to
Kill anything.
Kill whatever is on that knife. Okay, I'm going to put cheese down first, just because it's easier. Now, don't be like me and overstuff. I overstuff everything. You don't need to overstuff these. Now, like I said earlier, usually this is all chopped up together. These are gonna fall out the sides also. Yeah, we might. Now, when you roll a crescent roll, a croissant, start at the big edge, the flat, long edge,
And roll to the skinny edge.
then roll to the skinny edge. And it's okay if they.
Hang
Oh,
over.
I need for you to. Never mind. I could probably just spray that for me. It's. Thank you.
There you go.
Mm.
Sprayed.
That one had a very long tail on it. You can help.
I'm gonna try.
Well, trying is fine. The jumbo ones are a little unwieldy. Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so 2 more with this mustard.
I'll get these out of the place.
Thank you. And some cheese. And a hunk of ham. Thank you. All right, these are chilies. I don't think I'm gonna get 8 on a thing, so I'm gonna split them between chilies and mine.
I'm spraying on the pan.
I got it. All right, so switching to the sweet mustard. And I say sweet, it's like a sweet sour. It's a very distinctive flavor for mustard. All right, more cheese.
So we have crescent roll, cheese, Black Forest ham.
Yep. And I'm not being, fussy and neat about any of this here.
Astrid's wishing you were being a little
A little
messy.
messier. I'll give him a piece of ham when we're
When
done
we're
here.
done.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you get me 2 more pieces of ham out of there, please? I didn't grab
Didn't
quite
count.
enough. Thank you. Now, if you buy like puff pastry comes in squares.
I was watching.
Woohoo! Let us know that you're watching. We like to
Yeah.
talk to you. I mean, we love each other, but I like talking to other people too.
One night that she gets to talk to people outside the house. I mean, come on now. I keep her all
Oh,
caged in
please.
here.
You're crazy. I do whatever the hell I want when I want. Okay. So a little bit more cheese.
One night to escape the outside world.
He's nuts. I will say though, and we knew this early on, the secret to happy marriage is recognizing that everybody has their own sets of friends, although our friends have certainly
Kind of commingled.
commingled over
Yeah.
sometimes literally commingled over the years.
Yeah.
But we came into it with our own lives, and guess what? We still have them. All right.
We don't have to be each other's
Each other's
only
hoo-ha
focus.
all the time.
Only focus at all hours.
Oh gosh, no. Okay. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands real fast. Drink. Drinks all around. But yeah, let us know that you're watching if you're watching. And if you've never watched before, let us know that too.
I think we scared off somebody with our marriage chip. That's okay.
Well, that's okay.
Put it up their back.
People jump in and out. We know that.
Yeah, they're back.
All right.
All right. Make another batch.
We're gonna clean up a little bit real fast here. Clean the rest of it later.
This.
Back to us.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to brush these with some butter. I didn't drink.
Shame on you. JFX, hey Ann. Everybody's watching.
Hey, folks.
When are you going to put JFX on?
Right now. That's like perfect timing. All right, so we have wrapped up, for those of you just joining, jumbo crescent rolls, slathered with mustard, shredded cheese, ham. This is a kind of a play on a Swiss party food or like snack sometimes. We're going to take it a step further and brush the tops with butter. More butter. And give it just a kick. Sprinkle of the J effect. Okay, these are chilies. I probably could have fit all 8 on one, but that's okay. These are mine. Different.
Ann wants to know what we're drinking. We are drinking an almond Swiss chocolate martini. So while you're doubling up on that, I will explain the cocktail.
Go for it.
2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces of heavy cream, 1.5 ounces of amaretto, and 1.5 ounces of chocolate liqueur. We're using Liqueur 43's chocolate liqueur. I Dorda, use cream de cocoa, all sorts of different things. But,
Okay. Chili bean?
Yep.
You are going to be on top. I am going to be underneath.
Where you belong. How long?
Let's start them at 13.
Set a timer for 13.
So I'm going by the baking instructions on the package.
The
So
croissant.
yes, 13 to 16 minutes at 375. If you have a convection, you'll want to kind of watch the time. Oh,
I made one.
the
I was
almond.
able to split it very nicely between the both of us.
It's like drinking chocolate milk with almond.
It's so delicious.
All right. Now,
It is, Ann. It's amazing.
I'm going to show you guys how to do the Bircher Müesli now because
Sure.
I don't want the spinach to wilt too much. So good.
And apples?
Yeah.
All right.
So Bircher Müesli, you guys will know it as overnight oats, sort of. So Bircher Müesli, Swiss, came about in the year 1900, easy to remember, by a doctor who ran a sanatorium for tuberculosis patients in Zurich. His name was Max
Bertram?
Bircher
Bircher.
Benner. Bircher Benner.
Bircher Benner.
He came up with this concoction because he theorized, and we kind of know this to not really be the case now, but theorized that a completely raw food diet would help tuberculosis patients like they would cure the tuberculosis. So not exactly the case. It had, I
No,
mean,
this was
we
all
know the history
before
there. So
malpractice was
it
a
was
common
definitely, yeah.
lawsuit, wasn't
However, it caught on, and the original recipe was a very small amount of oats, a lot of um, apples and nuts. In fact, the original name was like an apple muesli name. So raw apples, nuts, a little bit of sweetened condensed milk, which in Europe you can actually buy in a tube, so you can use a little bit and not the entire 4-ounce can. Um, and lemon juice, oddly enough, to kind of balance
it? Well,
the
I've got lemon
the
juice.
we do to balance the apple a little bit. I'm not going to stick entirely to the original, just because I like to make mine a little bit differently. So I first had a close relative of this in Germany in when we were there, 2012, and I fell in love. I might have also had a slight crush on the chef that was making it, but that's okay. I won't tell my husband that.
Yeah, married.
It's okay. I used my charm and my wit to get the recipe, however.
That's,
So
I think I was,
you were there when I used my charm and my wit to get the
yeah,
recipe. By golly.
not so sober when I was there.
Let me tell you a secret. None of you boys were sober. So I've got half a cup of rolled oats, and mine are they're quick oats. They're not instant. They're quick oats. So they're like the 3 5 minute cooking oats.
Jen, fan of muesli, is impressed by this muesli so far.
It's
At least the backgrounds with it.
the background. So I'm not going to use sweetened condensed milk. I'm going to use Greek yogurt and some honey to balance the Greek yogurt a little bit. Um, an apple.
Knifer.
Not anything over. So I'm going to cut my apple like Winston taught me how. We'll save that. Let's see how much apple I really need here.
Really sharp knifer.
It is. And you want, I mean, decent size dices here. Yeah, not. Now, the lemon juice, honestly, probably had more to do with keeping the apple from going brown than anything. Would
That's
you
exactly what I was thinking.
get in? I've got some Voss pecans
Okay.
in little,
Yes.
okay. So per serving, the original recipe is really only a tablespoon of dried oats per serving, plus a tablespoon of condensed milk. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to sprinkle just enough lemon juice on top too.
Well,
Hey, to the devil. How you doing, babe? We, we were kind of just talking about you in 2012 and my favorite chef du
yeah.
jour. All right. So Voss pecans. So Voss is local. You can buy Voss pecans at neighborhood food co-op. I'm just gonna throw them in here after I chop them. These are whole halves. Yeah. Um,
They're still.
yeah, they're too big to go in. Um, sometimes I have Lindsay pecans floating around. Just kind of depends on what's where. I've got a bunch of Lindsay pecans, but right now these are handy, so we're gonna throw those in. All right, so the original recipe was 1 tablespoon rolled oats, a whole apple on top of that, a tablespoon of sweetened condensed milk, water. We're going to use milk on top of our yogurt, a handful of chopped nuts, and the lemon juice, which again
You already
is, I know. So because I'm not using sweetened condensed milk, I'm going to use some yogurt and honey. Honey, honey,
close.
honey.
That's really cool.
Well, the Greek yogurt is, um,
Those pecans.
I just love pecans. These are smelling good. They're not anywhere near done, but they
No, they
smell
got
good.
6 minutes plus.
So we'll use, let's see, sorry, I'm having to do culinary math in my head. So I'm going to do about a cup of this and about a quarter of a cup of milk to equal what I would have put
I
in as
guess.
sweetened condensed milk. Hey, Kathy. Tablespoon-ish of honey. If you wanted to throw some cinnamon, that kind of stuff in here, be my guest.
Or if you're allergic to cinnamon.
Yeah, don't if you're allergic and I need some milk. I've also used coffee creamer.
Yeah.
hmm And you're really just after enough liquid to soak up for the oats to soak and do their thing. Now, you can make this with any kind of oat, Scottish oats, you're just going to need more liquid. Thank you.
Welcome.
So, with exception of no sweetened condensed milk, so you use the yogurt and milk and honey in its place. This is about as close as it's going to get. And you want this to set a couple hours at least and up to the overnight. That said, I make big batches of this in the summertime and eat on it most of the week. So it will last for several days. And it's so good. Chili's not a fan. I was gonna leave it in that bowl, but I think I'm gonna transfer it. Hang on, something smaller. No, because it won't fit in the fridge. We're gonna transfer it to a smaller bowl because we have them. And more, put more or less honey based upon what your taste buds are. Yeah.
This level.
Yep. And if you want to use sweetened condensed milk, just make a big enough batch or use your leftover can of sweetened condensed milk. We can't buy it in the tubes here, so you get the 4-ounce cans. It's about as small as you can get.
Jen says Scottish.
Oh, for sure. And you would need substantially more liquid for that. All right. So these go in until morning. You just shove them in the fridge somewhere.
Oh, so we're not eating these.
No, you got to let them sit. I just wanted to show people how to make them because we have time to kill, and it was a good Swiss doctor story from 1900.
Gotcha.
And we have an apple to spare, so we'll eat it for dessert with our. Actually, no, I'll just put that sucker in the salad dressing.
Salad.
Okay. Might put some pecans in that salad too.
So Ann says this is great. She's been wanting to do overnight oats for grab and go in the morning, but making a big bowl of this up for next week sounds great. Well, thank you, Ann.
So
We
that
appreciate that.
is that was a half a cup of oats. So with all that other stuff in it, it's a couple servings at least, maybe 3,
Yeah, probably
depending on how much you want to eat.
depending on how hungry you are.
All right.
Available at any time.
I stuck with close to original. I've added raisins, bananas, cran raisins, dried cranberries, dried fruit in general. Like you can really play with that recipe, but okay.
What other nut recommendations do you have for it?
Well, I don't think anything exists other than pecans, but walnuts, almonds. I've used almonds before. I'm not a walnut fan, but walnuts certainly would hold up. I would not use like the shaved almonds necessarily. Maybe almond slivers if you want to do something that's not a whole almond, or just crunch them up.
Jen just says they do have squeezy sweetened condensed milk.
Where?
Well, yeah,
Oh
tell
my
us about that.
gosh. Yeah, tell me. Let me know.
Yeah. And then Stephanie wants to know, would you heat the oats in the morning or eat it cold?
I eat it cold right out of the fridge. Sometimes
straight
it's right
out
out
of
of the
the fridge.
bowl.
Jen, you'll have to
Right
let
in
us
there.
know where they have the squeezy sour cream container, cold cream container like thing. She's
Sweet condensed milk. I'm wondering if they have it at International Foods. They had a whole bunch of different types of sweet condensed milk there
Yeah.
last time. All right, local salad dressing, and then I'll talk about local spinach.
What's that?
So, quarter cup of not local, but one of my favorite blends of oil. So it's
Olive oil.
olive oil, avocado, and grapeseed. So it's not purely olive oil flavor. You get some neutral oils in there too.
Sweetness.
Glacier's End Frisky Sour Shrub. That's my vinegar and my honey.
We'll take a little sourness.
A tablespoon. To this, we're gonna do. I lost my
Tell me.
Pink Tiger Farms. I had my black garlic. Did I? Oh, it's right there behind the cheese. Okay, so we've got Pink Tiger Farms, black garlic, and chive.
Show them.
I'm going to. As soon as I get it open.
My muscles.
So black garlic and chive. So black garlic is.
Timer.
Yeah.
I'll get them.
Thank you. Not as potent as regular garlic, so we're gonna put, I don't know, half a teaspoon or so in there, and we'll test it. Those look perfect. Those don't look done.
No, more
But
minutes.
yeah, one more. Like literally one more minute. Sorry. That's all you need. Now the shrub is already sweetened. Otherwise, use vinegar and honey.
Then it says, other sweetened condensed milk. It's similar to the packaging they use for kids' applesauce. She says, she thinks she grabbed it from Kroger. Awesome.
I'll have to look. That would be nice. Okay, so there's that. Easy breezy.
Awesome.
So here's my favorite thing to talk about this time of year. Well, I'm going to drink first.
Salad spinach. Yeah, let's do.
Real spinach, not grocery store spinach. This came from Marvin's Gardens. Bought it at, thank you, good grief.
Carbondale.
I've already stripped and washed. And this I actually will wash underneath the, thank you.
What do you think?
Yep. The faucet and get the first layer of dirt off. And then I will spin it at least twice, sometimes 3 times, because it's straight from the ground and it's going to be gritty and dirty. Now, when you get it, I mean, look how beautiful. I mean, just look how beautiful. This is not your baby spinach, thin little wannabe leaf from the grocery store. And there is so much more flavor in this that I almost don't even want grocery store spinach. However, you don't want this part. Save this for your chickens or your compost pile.
For your dogs.
No, yeah, dogs aren't going to eat this. But your chickens will. So I'm going to kind of come up to about here. You want this big piece off because it's not sweet. It's kind of fibrous and a little bit on the bitter side. Whereas the leaf
is delicious.
Is earthy, but sweet earthy. So we're just going to kind of pull off the vein there and just pop that off.
Throw it away.
Throw it away. Then we're just going to tear. Now, there's a difference between tearing and cutting greens. And I'll show you.
One of them makes your hands dirty.
One of them makes your hands dirty. As I find there's when you tear, and I don't know if you can see this really well, but if you look at the veins right here, how they kind of various shapes, when you tear, you're going to tear along those veins. Okay. What that does is gives that tear like a natural seam. When you cut, guess what you're doing? You're cutting through them. Why does that matter? When you cut through them, your lettuce, spinach, green, whatever it is going to brown faster because you've cut through the natural vein. When you tear them, they will stay greener longer. Now, if you're doing it for dinner and you're going to be eating it in 30 minutes, it doesn't matter at all. Tear it or cut it, whichever. But if you're doing this ahead of time to prep for the week or the weekend or for a party, you absolutely want to tear it. Otherwise, you'll get brown edges and kind of wilty edges.
Knowledge.
Passing on knowledge. All right, so we're going to chop the end of this apple so we don't waste it.
And where did that come from?
Marvin's Garden, and they are at the outdoor market.
Harvard.
Yeah, which started up
This past week.
this past weekend. You want some pecans in here too?
I love pecan.
Okay.
Love the taste.
Pecan, pecan,
Whatever you
whatever
want to call
floats your boat, folks. No skin off my nose. Depends on where you're from. You want me to chop them or you want them whole?
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop. Wee.
Little bitty bite with my spinach. And then a whole lot of pecan and a little bit of spinach.
Okay, I'm going to throw some cheese in here too, just to round it out a bit. Right. Chop.
You know, I haven't seen yet.
What?
The finished product on our croissant.
They will.
You call them?
I'm not even going to remotely try to say it in German. Had that conversation with my German brother the other day. I cannot get past the fact that I sound like a hillbilly trying to speak German.
You are.
Because I am.
You are.
I'm going to have to work on that accent. That did not level out in the DNA by any stretch of the imagination. The food did. All right.
You just spin that around and get it all coated in the dressing.
Yep.
And that's enough dressing for all of that salad?
Oh yeah, that was probably a quarter cup of dressing. That's all you need. You don't want your greens to drown.
I like my greens to drown.
Yeah, but I mean there comes a point where it's just too much. And these are nice and glossy and they're starting to wilt a little bit, so there's plenty. Whoa. Escape artist.
It ran. That looks like a salad.
It does.
That is my kind of salad.
Okie artichoke. Nice dinner, nice big lunch, snack food. Let me get you some. That's yours. Which ones of these are which?
Mine are closest to you.
Yours are closest to moi. What did I say? So, yeah, no, I'm not going to try that. One croissant. So again, these
Can I
kind
have
of
two?
share
Oh, thank you very much. So I have two.
share a little bit with the French border.
You know what you never get?
What did I not
Puppy
get?
dogs. Ham.
Oh, well, here, I'll do that real fast. For babies.
Look. In here.
She's being such a good girl, too.
She's not jumping up and biting anything and everything.
Nope.
Not trying to eat stuff that doesn't belong to me.
Okay, sit. Good girl, sugar. Good girl. Okay, gentle. That was not gentle. There you go. Turkey. All right. Dogs have been fed ham. You're getting. Oh, you're making mine.
I'm
He's making
yours.
mine. Sweet as that. Hey, Squirt.
Maybe.
I know. It is. Beautiful spinach. Love it. I'll have to take a picture too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I'll take a picture of mine before we. Let's see. That one's picture perfect.
There we go. That's dinner, folks, right there. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm. Here, you can have yours if you want to take a bite. I'll take a picture of mine.
Well, here. The fork's out. We can have a little bite of mine. I don't mind.
I'll just eat out of the bowl. Are you kidding me?
All right.
I'm fine eating out of the bowl. No issues with that. We'll cut one of those open too. Maybe we can have one of the other ones.
It's so good.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite salads this time of year and in the fall too, when we have like local apples that are available. We get spinach this time of year, and then sometimes I see it in the fall. Trying
Too big
to
a chunk of apple.
too big a chunk of spinach.
Mm.
I mean, there's no comparison between this
No,
and baby spinach from the grocery store.
no. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna cut open one of the insides.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
No, I'm not pointing at the right thing.
Well,
What
yeah,
did
you
you get
can
now?
only so there's a lot of cheese in there. So these are actually a little bit underbaked, but I like them that way, so I don't mind.
Perfect tasting.
Oh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. For those to be that easy, wow. That's crazy good, guys. And that is here in the States, that is deli ham. Um, I would do the Black Forest or a honey ham,
Yeah.
just because I think the flavor is better.
Cheese, mustard. What kind of mustard do we have?
So I'll show you real fast if you'll flip
Mm-hmm.
them back over this direction. Um, so this one you can buy, I usually see it at the grocery store. Definitely International Foods. Um, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's spicier than a Dijon mustard, but that's kind of the flavor profile.
Yeah.
This one you cannot get here in the States. This came direct from Germany. God love Flo. But it's Bavarian, so it's the sweet, sour flavor. I will, however, show you. I might, if I have a bottle jar, but I don't know that I've got a jar of it up here.
We only have like 32 mustards in the
Mhm.
fridge.
There is, I emptied it the other day. There is a brand here in the US that is a beer mustard. Is it Gator?
Mm.
Schnucks carries it, and it's the same flavor profile. So if you want to try that sweet sour, look for that with the mustards at Schnucks.
You can buy that the Carterville fireplace
Yeah,
store.
Firemaster.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we buy our stuff for our smoker. They
Mm-hmm.
carry condiments and stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Seasonings.
That's about as close as you're going to get. Little bit different beer mustard, but it's that same sweet sour profile. So that's the
We
closest
do
I've
all of that.
gotten locally. Hmm?
We do all of it.
Mm-mm. I've got another bottle downstairs.
Oh.
I just haven't opened it. There we go. That's it.
Mm. All right,
I think we better go eat. He's going to stand here and eat his whole dinner tonight. So that rounds out Central Europe. We are we're going back south to a little bit warmer of a climate to the Caribbean for April. So we'll be let's see, we're going to do Jamaica.
We'll get Jamaica first.
I think Jamaica is first.
That.
Oh, speaking of which, Jamaica, April 11th, for those of you who are close to Carbondale, join us at Carbondale Elks Lodge. We're doing a Jamaican table feast with Jamaican jerk shrimp, baked cod, provided I can get cod, but a lemon garlic pepper cod baked. and coconut rice, pineapple slaw, which is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then I'll come up with something that I can get for dessert. So, and then we have a signature cocktail that night?
Jamaican breeze.
Jamaican breeze with Appleton Estate rum.
Appleton Estate rum.
Okay, so with Jamaican rum.
That's right.
It'd be a darn good
April
meal.
11th, 7 o'clock, $15.
Bar opens at 5 if you want to come down early and have a drink or 2 or 3 or some more than that.
Dozen.
Drink responsibly, but have a couple. So yeah, come join us. You do not have to be a member on Friday nights. You can be our guest. We will be happy to see you and feed you.
Yeah.
So with that said, we're gonna go eat because this is just too good.
Yeah, we're out.
All right, you guys. Thank you.
Big folks.
Love you guys. See you next week.